So, thank you for being here so late. I know it's beautiful weather outside, and maybe you're looking forward to get out. But yeah, this is the last presentation. I will try to be quick and also bring some good news, I hope, to finish this session. I've been enjoying a lot, so thank you for all the talks. My name is Belen. I'm a PhD student at the University of Iceland, and I also work for Ocean Missions. I've been living in Iceland since 2014. And today I would like to introduce you to this project. This is one of the projects of Ocean Missions, and the mission of this project was to get to know the perceptions of the locals when it comes to management, marine management, and protection of the waters. So this was a project funded by Mission Blue, which has been one of our main partners. But just a little introduction of Ocean Missions for those who are new. So we are a non-profit organization based in Iceland, and our main goal is to simply inspire people to take direct actions to protect our oceans. And we've been active since 2019. We do this through our four main pillars, which is ocean research, sailing expeditions, citizen science, and storytelling, which you have heard before. We are here based in Usaik, small town, and we believe that this is a very inspiring place to work because we have a beautiful niche. There are so many stakeholders here that we can work with, like the Whale Museum, the schools, the research center. So it's not all about whales, even though it's called the whale town, but there is actually an emerging interest for ocean conservation and protection. So we are very privileged to be working in such a beautiful place and to have so many local partners as well. And also international partners, by the way. But of course, local matters a lot. So what we have been doing for the last many years is to gather scientific evidence of the importance of this area, of the northeast of Iceland. And our work has been mainly focusing on plastic pollution, both microplastic and macroplastic. So actually, if you're interested, you can find out, we have some recent publications on microplastics, and some master theses have been actually going on as already in the macroplastic side. Whale research, we do this mainly distribution and entanglement studies and diets through different type of data sets. For example, photo identification, so plankton studies, acoustic monitoring more recently, and environmental DNA, which is part of my PhD at the moment. And then seabirds, so we help the monitoring of seabirds in Iceland and also the detection of rare species of birds that are out of place. And also we have some campaigns to protect some of the birds, particularly the puffins, which have been in serious decline. So there's quite many things we are doing, even though we are a small group, but we are very active and we are very passionate and dedicated people. And the whole point was to bring protection to our precious waters. And in 2023, the first Hope Spot in Iceland was declared, and it is just here. So this is important because when we talk about protection, less than 2% of Icelandic waters are fully protected. And if we want to make it to this goal of protecting 30% of the oceans and land by 2030, which everybody talks about, we are pretty far behind in the agenda. So we want to bring visibility to this issue and spark action. The Hope Spot is a definition that came up through Mission Blue. Mission Blue is one of the biggest ocean organizations out there at the moment. They are from the US, and they are led by Sylvia Earle, which is a legendary oceanographer and top scientist, and she is extremely inspiring. And they have this project of the Hope Spot. Hope spots are unique ocean areas that are recognized because of the importance of the biodiversity, and they are also recognized because of the importance for the health of the ocean as a whole. So they are recognized. This is an important area here. Currently, there are more than 150 Hope spots around the world. And the idea is to create a network of Hope spots to bring attention to the nations and the governments to say, okay, if you want to bring protection, because you need to, here are the important areas where you should focus. So it is a recognition with no legal binding, but it's to bring visibility to important areas. So we had the support of Mission Blue. They were very interested in declaring the first hope spot in Iceland, so we team up, and here is our hope spot. It encompasses the areas from Skjálfandi Bay to Eyjafjörður and up to Grímsey. It is a strategic location, not only from the biodiversity point of view, but also because we have important confluence of currents here, which makes life possible, and also from the economical and cultural point of view, it's pretty important, especially because of the surrounding local communities like Akureyri, Dalvik, Húsavík, and others. Of course, from the biological point of view, it's a very important feeding ground for whales, including the endangered blue whales, for example, that come to Skjálfandi Bay. And also we hold some of the strongest colonies of seabirds in Europe in this, because we have 4 islands in the Hope Spot. So it's pretty important for birds. But of course, this is all, the whales and the birds are not just there because it's beautiful. There is a point, and we forget often that life comes from the sea, and this is all because we have upwellings and we have nutrients. So there is a whole network there, and we need to understand how it works. So every element works together. We need to protect the whole thing. So we have seals, we have rare species like the Greenland shark, which we don't know a lot about, and also rare ecosystems, like the hydrothermal vents in Eyjafjörður, which normally you find these ecosystems in waters deeper than 1,000 meters, and here you have them at 20 meters. So this is also a very important point for research. So here I hope you can grasp the value of this area here. So, okay, we have the Hope Spot, and now we wanted to ask the people, the locals, okay, now what? How do you feel about the Hope Spot figure? Where are we going with this? Are we bringing legal protection? What are the opinions of the locals? It's very important because we were thinking about a bottom-up strategy. We need to all have an opinion and define steps considering the locals, the community. Of course, create awareness, of course, and well, see where we go. So a little bit about the survey. A total of 106 participants participated in the survey, and this was done during 23 and 24. The survey was available in both English and Icelandic, and it was delivered mainly in Akureyri, Húsavík, and Dalvik. Well, delivered everywhere, but participants were mainly coming from these regions. And here you can see a little bit the profile of the participants. So most of the Icelanders, 93%, were residents living for more than 5 years in Iceland. Around 70% of them had jobs not related to the ocean. And when we look at the English speakers, we see that nearly half of them, 43%, lived in the region for at least 1 year, although seasonally, which is very common. 33% were here for more than 10 years full-time. And 70% had ocean-related jobs. So this is important to then see a little bit the answers and understand. Icelanders, English speakers were generally younger, as you can see. And here's some of the key questions I got from the survey and the answers. So first of all, we were asking, okay, what is most of a concern in your opinion? What's the health of our marine ecosystems? And from this graph, you can see that in general, people thought that fish stocks were in good condition, as well as biodiversity. So we have the blue line pretty high. On the other hand, people were very aware of the issue of plastic pollution, which was very good to hear because we do a lot of work on that. So that's in a way good, but of course not good because they are recognizing that it's in poor state, the health of our coast. Further, we have some kind of concern on marine traffic, perhaps, and then some marine protected areas or protected areas, we have mixed opinions, and then some other topics like invasive species or underwater noise pollution, there is not enough knowledge, it seems. So that's also visible in this graph. The next question was, okay, what are the preservation priorities? And here I was happy because I could see that from the answers, People were more interested in protecting the whole thing, so the holistic approach rather than focusing on something specific. So you can see the blue with 24%, that's biodiversity in general, and then they wanted a non-polluted environment rather than, no, it's all about whales, we want to protect the whales, or focusing on clean beaches. So I think this was also good to hear. This was a very positive news. How do you perceive the Hope Spot and how it is, if is it relevant to furthering marine protection in this area? And answers were very positive, both from Icelanders and English speakers. And of course, you can also feel a little bit that the English are very, very positive, and the Icelanders are positive, but they are slightly positive. So it's okay. It is going to be okay. More questions? How satisfied is people with local conservation policies and actions? Here we can see that Icelandic people were neither satisfied, non-satisfied, or dissatisfied. And then the English speakers were mainly dissatisfied or very dissatisfied. But you can also see that many people didn't have an opinion, especially English speakers. So this could also be telling us that there is some barrier, language barriers, or that, of course, maybe English speakers, we don't have as much information as the Icelanders. So, but also you can see a little bit general trends in normally English speakers were more active responding, whereas Icelandic were a little bit more passive responding. This is also making us very happy because, in general, people think that the Hope Spot will become a legal figure of protection. So this will be our next topic of work, hopefully, and it's very important to have the locals on board. So no difference between again the English, yes, all good, all for it, and the Icelandic slightly in favor. So still positive. And then this was the last question I got from the survey. There's more questions, so you can read the whole survey online. We have all in the website, but I wanted to bring the most important. Where do we start? What needs regulation? Because nowadays nothing has regulation. Basically, you can just do whatever you like in the sea, and that's not very good, I guess. So we were asking for do we want regulations on kelp harvesting, large-scale commercial fishing, cruise ship tourism, hunting activities on the ocean or islands, fish farming, whale watching, motorized recreational activities like jet skis, port development, and marine transportation? Everything, yes. Everything, yes. Both Icelandic and English speakers agreed that everything, yes. The only difference between Icelanders and English speakers was the whale watching, right? So you see that in the whale watching, we saw the Icelanders defending this niche and saying, well, maybe we don't need regulations or further regulations. And where the English speakers, they were like, yeah, we need. So that was the only difference. And of course, we can discuss this. This is another topic. But in general, I think it's very positive that people agree and that we have this resource now to further work on this case. So what's next? We also have a group that it's a marine planning and protection group called SWIFS. We are based in Úsavík, but we are very open to get more stakeholders in. And please, I'm calling here for more stakeholders in because basically, if you unite this, if you join SWIFS, it means that the voice is bigger, no, it's greater, and we are a voice for the community to bring this case further into a legal framework, hopefully to bring legal protection to this area. So that's the aim of the group, and we develop a pilot project proposal to establish the first marine protected area in Skjálfandi Bay. Not because, Skjálfandi Bay and not the rest. It's simply because we didn't want to get the whole Hope Spot, simply because it's logistically more challenging, and we wanted to start small and then go bigger. but also because there were other efforts previously to actually create a marine protected area in Skjalbandi. So we wanted to follow up on that efforts. We sent this proposal. The ministry was extremely excited, we think, and so we got positive response. Not response, but how you say, like they received it positively. We had an in-person meeting, and then we also had a meaningful meeting in Reykjavik where we got the support from other NGOs from Iceland. So we are trying to, bring visibility to our case, and apparently we are a very strong case when it comes to, creating marine protected areas, that we have a lot of evidence, right? And I guess, and I hope that's important when it comes to decision making. And we are now on ongoing conversations with stakeholders, with the governments, because after these meetings and after this proposal, it's been a little bit on hold. And I understand it's because they are still building or creating the frameworks. There is no frameworks because this is sort of a new thing. So they're trying to come up with what's the best way to start declaring protected areas and hopefully effective protected areas. So we are there as part of the conversation, and we really hope that we can make it happen, and also to become an example for other areas that and stakeholders that wants to also support the protection of the coastal waters. So I hope that we get there, and you are more than welcome to reach out to help this case and to be part of the action. And with this, I finish this presentation. And if you want to follow up on all our other projects and this one, I invite you to just check Ocean Missions. There's a lot going on every summer, and we are very happy to collaborate with everyone. And we have inspiring topics that I'm sure you will love in our website. So thank you very much for listening, and I'm happy to answer some questions.